darkness peering. Long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
I love the intro to this game.
Nintendo.
Oh, such a good intro.
You too will come to understand fear as I have.
Silicon Knights, the studio that Dennis Didac ran into the ground. Eternal Darkness. So here we are again. Now, last year, I played this and beat it. If we go to load game here, you'll see that I have a save file for this game. There are to get the true ending of the game, you have to beat it 3 times. And I've only beaten it once on stream. And I said I was going to do the other 2, but I never got around to it. So here we go. This month we're doing Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. And yes, I would like to carry this information over to our new game.
Flesh, bone, bound together with the oddest magical incantation. This wretched book is where it all began so long ago. Before time, before humanity. I am Dr. Edward Roivas. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity. Like it or not, believe it or not, as you will. Your perceptions will not change reality, but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia, ignorant of so much and dependent on so few. The Guardians grow restless, their time once again near. Whether by fate or misfortune, my family has crossed their path, and they didn't take kindly to it. Their attention turns to my granddaughter, for she is the last of my line, and the last hope for humanity.
Okay, and we get gameplay. I am going to take a quick save here. I've learned from my last foray into this game that it's fairly unstable on my very real, totally physically present GameCube.
Remember me, Alex.
It looks a little rough by today's standards, but honestly, for early GameCube graphics, these are pretty good.
Hello?
Miss Alexandra Roybus?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Inspector LaGrasse of the Rhode Island Police. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's been an accident with your grandfather.
I'll be on the next flight out.
Do you want to hear the details?
Ah, Miss Roybus, I'm pleased to meet you. I trust you had a pleasant trip?
Yes, I suppose so, considering.
Yes, my condolences. This is most unpleasant. It's a shame we couldn't meet under brighter circumstances.
Yes, it is. Can we get this over with, please?
Of course. This way.
Oh, right. Identifying
warn
the
you.
corpse.
It's not a pleasant sight. I'm afraid there's not much to see.
Implying that most of the body is gone, but it's actually just the head that's missing.
Miss Roybus, is that your grandfather, Edward?
Yes, it's him. He's wearing our family ring. I don't understand. Why are you showing me this? Can't you check dental records or something? What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
I'm not
It's
good at
my
my job.
lady. You're the only living relative, and no, we can't check dental records. There's no head. Now, none of this makes sense. There's no sign of intrusion, and there was certainly a lot of force used here. I have never seen anything like this in my 20 years on the force. We have no evidence except for the body, and what's left doesn't say much. Ugh, we don't have a single clue.
Well, you better find out who did this. I'm not leaving Rhode Island until you do. There must be some clue in this old mansion revealing what happened. I want answers.
So do I. I wish I had some.
2 weeks later. Shocked by her grandfather's mysterious death and frustrated at the incompetence of the local police, Alex vows to uncover the truth. She decides to search the mansion, the place where Edward conducted his research. If there was a tie to his past, and possibly a tie to his murderer, it would be here. Okay, so on a New Game Plus, not a lot has changed. A beautiful carriage clock. The hands appear to be stuck, yet the clock continues to tick with the time permanently set to 3:33, which is the same time as on her alarm when she woke up. There is a key in the back of the clock, presumably for winding it. Should I look at the key? Yes, obviously. Alex picks up the desk clock and pulls the key from it. However, there is something odd about the key. It isn't for winding it at all. It looks like a dresser key. Excuse me. We do have a second floor key in our inventory. Yeah. The first time you come into the menu screen, it has to show you all that. This key comes apart in the lock. The key to the second floor is broken. Perhaps there's a way of repairing it. Oh. Let's save. Can we? Yes, save and continue. Okay. So there's some stuff to see, but we examined that in our previous playthrough. So let's just go right to the clock. This looming grandfather clock seems to stand ominously in the corner, gazing on the empty room with an almost patriarchal air. Use the control stick left and right to adjust the clock hands. Should I adjust the clock hands? Yes. There. Jeez. 3:33.
What? Lay down. Lay down, be good boy.
Okay. A lot of stuff in here.
Dig that wiggle. Dig that wiggle.
An ancient Roman weapon, a gladius, on display above the fireplace mantle. Yep, let's take that.
Yeah, I have cheese stick. Yeah.
A large leather-bound antique book rests upon the cluttered desk. Should Alex read the book? Yes. And hey, Meph, welcome to the stream.
No, this doesn't mean that this is for you. You may have some when I give you some. God, you act like you've never been fed before. We feed you every single day. Do you know that? Every day you get food.
I had no knowledge
cat
of what
is
was to come,
Being a butt.
nor did I care. How the knowledge changed me, it will also change you. As you read this, you will come to learn fear as I have. You too will come to understand, or you will perish. To think that once I could not see beyond the veil of our reality. To see those who dwell behind.
No. You had a
My
piece, you're
life
good.
now has purpose, for I have learned the frailty of flesh and bone.
Lay your ass down.
I was once a fool.
No.
Ancient Persia, 26 BC.
Viris quies candames, viris contrabandai.
I like the way they
Accusatis
do
aquae summa.
the foreign language.
Confirma, ut nahuis, dia sit modo prima multarum, si ingetum conficiamus.
Quam primum, Centurio Augustus. I would like to compliment you once more on your battle tactics. Our enemies did not have a chance. Do you believe that it really exists, Centurion?
I do not doubt our Emperor's beliefs or his orders. But if we are to retrieve the artifact, then we must be strong and patient.
Okay. I like the they have the language in Latin with subtitles, and then they just kind of crossfade into the characters speaking English. It really gets across the idea of these guys are actually speaking their language, but you can't understand their language, so we've translated it for you.
And the way Mel Brooks would have done it would be loudly narrate. For the remainder of this movie, we're just going to pretend that, you know, you can understand what they say.
Yeah.
Here's all the words in English instead of subtitles. I forgot what movie he did that with.
Okay. Don't mind the choppiness. That's a side effect of me playing this on my very real physical GameCube, which is really physically here. A ladder leads into the dank heart of the labyrinth. Danger lurks beneath, yet Pius's courageous resolve does not buckle. Should Pius climb down the ladder? Yes. Dun, dun.
Boys. I got boys. I got two kids. he left. Even though one of them's only here for food.
Okay. They are totally going to jump you. See? Look at that. There was no way.
Even with knowing ahead of time.
There was no way that there was enough room there for those guys to be hidden. They spawn them in. Okay. A strange granite block. Cool. We got a strange granite block. Finishing moves restore sanity, but it doesn't matter because Pius doesn't have a sanity meter.
So this means he's already crazy?
No, it just means that they haven't introduced the sanity mechanic to this game yet.
Well, okay, but I'm going with mine. He's absolutely plumb crazy already.
These, by the way, are Mantarok zombies. Which we don't have the ability to do autopsies yet. When we do, we'll have all of the autopsies that were done in our previous loop through the game. Okay, cool.
Cute.
Okay. Simple puzzle here. Chopping them into bits like this is the fastest way to kill Mantarok zombies. Okay. Ah. Wrong button. Okay. We got one of them jiggling. Two of them jiggling. There's three. And there's the fourth. So the targeted attack system that this game uses is kind of interesting, but also kind of dumb in the sense that most of the targeted attacks, attacking the head is almost always your best bet. Pius, you must prove your worth by destroying the statue. Pressing R will enable Pius to select which target to attack. Releasing R slightly and then pressing it again will cycle between multiple targets. Pius can attack specific body parts while locked onto an enemy by moving the control stick and pressing A. Use up to attack the head. Use left and right to attack the arms. which I've already been doing because, you know, I know what I'm doing. You can do untargeted attacks too. They're not as effective. Mantarok zombies, once you remove their head and disarm them, so to speak, there's nothing that they can do. That's not going to be the case for all of the zombies. A button attached to a small pylon softly illuminates the room. A bizarre energy seems to radiate from it. Should I press the button? Yes, obviously. Press every button. Okay. Notice that the Chaturga pedestal doesn't have an artifact anymore because we've already beaten the game with Chaturga. Let's try Ulayoth. Shaped like a delicate dome, a pale blue statuette floats gracefully above the pedestal. Yes, claim this artifact. See, this is why they tell you not to touch things in stores. Because if it breaks you, it bought you.
Like I said, he was already plumb crazy.
Eons have passed since then, and I have learned much. All at once, I understood. The forces of the multiverse all made sense under the transcending power of Ulayoth. No mountain too high, no city too far. Face me, and you shall surely perish.
Let's go ahead and save. That text or that end dialogue, by the way, is different depending on which elder you go with. Strangely, with the Tome of Eternal Darkness in her possession, Alex can read the page. It is a chapter page from the tome itself. Yes, take the page. A chapter page entitling The Binding of the Corpse God. Alright, well, let's use it.
I cannot say what was the true beginning, nor am I sure of its end. So perhaps here is the best place to start. I am reminded of ideas I first encountered in Sir James George Fraser's book, The Golden Bough, a study in magic and religion. We are overwhelmed by a very human need to weave a web of meaning where there may be none. Since time immemorial, ancient peoples have dressed up their lack of knowledge as gods and demons. I have discovered that sometimes the fates of gods and mortals intertwine, and legends are born.
Angkor Thom region, Cambodia, 1150 AD. So this takes place after the previous chapter.
Thy time is done, great ancient. Forever in shadow will you be master of chaos, and to fade to nothing in obscurity will be thy fate. Thy master has planned many millennia for this day. It is the true chaos of all things that you now must be entombed amongst the
Beings of flesh and bone. You have a great monument here, Mantarok. It is a pity that no one will ever recognize it as yours.
Dude, you need some like moisturizer for your face.
Chaos and damn beast. No longer will thy reign be kept over the ancients you have kept imprisoned.
Okay. So, if you're not familiar, this is the gimmick of the game. We will constantly be jumping from character to character and time period to time period. And each one of them will try to fight the eternal darkness, and most of them will die horribly. A statue of a goddess, delicately sculpted from sandstone. It casts an alert eye over everyone who enters the temple. There is a strange necklace about its neck. Yes, take the necklace. It's optional, but as it just said there, you can use the amulet to cast a healing spell. If, you need it. Okay. There's nothing really important in that room. Gotta dodge these tomb traps. Run, run, run. Okay, that's a Churga zombie. When located by creatures, sanity loss occurs, causing a decrease in the level of the sanity meter in the character to pulse green. Beware, sanity loss affects perception and eventual health. Yes, sanity meter, that's great. Now, unfortunately, Churga zombies are not so easily killed. I'm not going to bother doing a finishing move. I want the sanity effects to happen. Okay, bronze necklace. We're going to take that. And design on the wall appears to pick a time of day. Perhaps the candles do too. So Y, A, and X light or extinguish candles. So we have the middle candle up because it represents midday. That partially opens our path, but to really get the path open all the way, we're going to need to do more. And we're going to have to walk back down here, avoiding as many traps as we can. There. Mantarok zombies are not very dangerous. Okay, now we're going to use the bronze necklace. Put it back in place of the strange necklace, and that opens back up this path. You don't have to take the strange necklace. You can do this level without it. But you have to backtrack regardless, so... And this is a Ulayoth zombie. They're very weak. Yep. And we want to extinguish all of them because this is midnight. Okay, now let's go ahead. Oh, right. Because that zombie's still technically alive. Well, let's do that. Okay. A small pedestal covered with decorative etchings stands before the wall. The blowgun upon it... Oh, look, the walls are bleeding again. Upon it must have some special significance for it to be the focal point of this display. Should we take the blowgun? Yeah. You have to do that to progress this stage. Unfortunately, you break your sword in the process.
A secret passage in the temple.
Okay, yep. Pick up the broken short sword. And the blowgun is poisoned, so it'll do damage over time. Unfortunately, it's really weak, and they're gonna scream. This is something that's unavoidable. But we were standing far enough away that we weren't hurt by it. The blue zombies, the Ulayoth zombies, if you don't remove their head, they will do that scream thing, and it will affect every single one of them. It'll pass from one to another, and all of them will scream simultaneously, and they'll explode and do a lot of damage to you if you're not careful. The guard is grateful for Elia for saving his life. In return, he offers to repair Elia's broken weapon as a gesture of thanks. Yes. Okay. Still won't let me save. Unfortunately, that one you can't avoid. There. So this is cool. It shows Augustus banishing the weird Mantarok creature. Ah. Ah. There. Oh, and there is... but I'm being eaten. Oh, wow. My health is really low, actually. No, it's not.
Your sanity is low.
Yeah, that's fine. See, watch, when this blue guy gets close enough, now they're both screaming. Kerplume. And let's just jog down here.
Stop. Don't go near it.
So, you are reduced to feeding on flesh and bone, Mantarok. How the mighty have fallen. You will surely fester for millennia to come. A slow and torturous fate for thee.
You had best
leave, young fool, or you will find yourself as food for the dead god.
You are one of the chosen many, flesh and blood. It is now your destiny to fight the eternal darkness.
To fight the title.
I give you a gift in return for an obligation. The gift is your life, sweet dancer. The obligation is this. You hold one of Mantorok's hearts, the essence of a corpse god, the something that is a source of great power. From those people, you must defend it, lest they use it to destroy the little brightness your world has left in it. Guard it well.
Okay. And a metal staff. Let's grab that. Don't suppose you let me save. Yes, you will. Okay. So we have to go back a couple of rooms and use that metal staff. If you take off their heads, they can't scream. And these things are not real tough. Kind of want to go carefully through here. Thank you, booby traps. Notice that when a booby trap hits something, one of those claw blade things or one of the smashy block things, when it hits something, it stops. Ah. Don't be a dingus.
It's okay. You can be a dingus.
There we go. Now, we've just got to make it back to where Mantorok was waiting for us. Well, it isn't happening. The lower your sanity meter, the more likely you're going to get weird sanity effects like that. The game tries to mess with you, and I think that's cool. And we'll just run past the monstrous blob of flesh. You do have limited stamina for running, unfortunately. You don't have a meter or anything, you just have to kind of guess.
Fool! You should have run. Instead you will die. Where is the essence of Mantorok? child. Very well, then. You will succumb to the horrors of oblivion.
That's pretty much what happens to everybody who gets involved with this book. Don't expect a lot of happy endings. There are a few. Okay. A small shrine of candles. Their placement appears to be very deliberate, corresponding to the etchings on the table and an illustration upon the wall. Some of the candles have been lit. With the correct sequence of candles being lit, a hidden panel opens. There's a message tube inside. An antique, leather-bound message tube, the kind used to transport sealed message scrolls. It appears to be unopened. There might be something inside. A chapter page, suspicions of conspiracy.
Thy presence is long missed, my liege.
The universe is a yawning chasm, filled with emptiness and the puerile meanderings of sentience. Why should you deserve special consideration within it, Augustus, above all else?
I am your servant, my lord. As always. That and nothing more.
Yes, that and nothing more. What revelations do you bring me?
My meditations reveal a flaw in our plan.
Our plan, Augustus? Mantarok is a shadow ebbing in the light of our glory. It and the others are slow, weak, bound by the realm of the universe. Unable to unite to fight a common foe, they will fall one by one. Unfortunately, this is beyond your understanding. The binding of Mantarok will seal their fate as its power over us is diminished. Such an irony that the Keeper itself be imprisoned within the walls of its own magic.
But what of its essence? Is that not the core of its remaining power?
Upon my seeping into the corporeal world, I will be the dominant over all, Mantarok included. Your worries are unfounded. You must turn your attention to Charlemagne the Frank. His continued presence within the world is far more serious to our cause.
As you wish, master. He will be dead before the week is out.
Okay. And paranoid about saving because, as I said, this does seem to be a little unstable on this very real and actual physical GameCube.
From my research, it is apparent that the endeavors of mankind are mere puppetry at the hands of the ancients. Whenever a king vows reform, the ancients move quickly to stifle it. Under the auspices of Emperor Charlemagne the Frank, the new Holy Roman Empire was at the height of its power.
Amiens, France, 814 AD. So this chapter takes place before the previous one.
Hanc mit ad dominum et imperatorum nostrum, calulum magnum francum.
Deliver this to our Lord and Emperor Charlemagne the Frank. No one but him must see it. They are words for his eyes only. At once.
I'm totally going to spy on it.
What sorcery is this? A spell? I am bewitched. If this was meant for Charlemagne, then what will become of him? I have to warn him of this treachery.
Good old Anthony. After Anthony briefly describes his mission, the monks informs him that Charlemagne was last seen in audience with the bishop in the visiting chamber. Muffled voices emanate from inside the bishop's visiting chamber. However, the door is locked, and Anthony will need the bishop's key to enter and gain an audience with Charlemagne.
And there's your crash.
Ignore for this session.
Yeah, it broke.
Maybe? Nope. I told you. This
is a
crashed.
very glitchy GameCube.
Into that
Yes.
darkness.
A very real glitchy GameCube.
That's okay. I don't think cutscenes are skippable in this game, so we will need to sit through this again.
From my research, it is apparent that the endeavor...
Oh. Apparently they are skippable. Okay. Save state. A funeral casket made from unfinished wood. It is not properly sealed and could probably be opened. Yeah, open that sucker.
Oh my god, what is it? This devil's work.
Excuse me.
Get out of here.
You have proven what we have feared the most. This poor man has been the victim of great evil. Look how his body has been defiled, as if something has burst out from inside him. Here,
Yeah, they call it a chest burster.
take this for your protection. And find the bishop. He must be informed of this horrible discovery.
A Scramasax. Okay. And we'll just kind of saunter upstairs. Pius Augustus. He's not there because he's been eaten. Elia. Remember, Elia hasn't even been born yet. Her chapter took place in like 1150. Cradled in what appears to be a leathery hand lies a mysterious book. It is bound with human skin and intricately decorated with shrunken bones. Okay, guys, calm down. It beckons and yearns to be possessed. Should he claim the Tome of Eternal Darkness? Yes.
God, that room was just screamy.
Yeah. Looking good, Anthony. Hey, we got a blue urn. Okay. Oh, what's this? A mysterious gold medallion. A circle of power. So that has to do with the spell system. We will examine that as we go. Amongst the tomes and manuscripts, a book brings attention to itself, oddly pristine on the dusty shelf. It doesn't quite belong. Yes, move the book. I suppose punching him is probably not going to do much, so... Now, this guy we actually have to finish to get the rune. Yeah, that's great, game. We don't have enough runes to cast the spell. There. Okay. Grateful for his life, the monk tells Anthony what happened. He was carrying a sacred urn from the baptismal font when he was confronted by the bishop, who was brandishing a large blade and whose eyes burned with an evil fire. Frightened, the monk dropped the urn out of shock and ran. Returning to retrieve the urn, he found only the sword the bishop had left behind. With thanks, he gives the bishop's sword to Anthony. A two-edged sword. So... we will be using that shortly, but first we need to find these pieces of a broken green urn? Yes, okay, I know, game. And now we mix and mix and oh. There we go. Carved stone tablet. We'll grab that. Yep. So that's a codex that teaches us how to do a spell. Fire is an instant kill against Mantarok zombies. We need at least 3 runes, though, to make a full spell. Oh, the blue had a rune in it. Well, that was convenient. So this means that now we can actually cast a spell. So let's go new spell. Okay, cool. And that repairs items. There we go. Dunking the urn into the foul-smelling fountain, it becomes filled to the brim with rank fluid. It is a lot heavier now, and rife with fetor.
You found the bishop's toilet line.
Basically. And out we go. Bad. Methinks that is yon bishop. So this is a pressure plate. The urns are not heavy enough on their own, but if you fill them, they are. Another magical codex. And here is the enchant item, spell scroll. Alright. To examine the spell scroll, press A. A torn scroll illustrated with a geometric symbol is accompanied by a small note. The note reads, "That which is broken shall be fixed. That which is dull will be sharp. Thus is the nature of the enchant item magic. Spell requires the Anterbach and Magramore runes." Alright. And we have to assign it to one of our buttons. Yes. The game makes you assign it. You can assign other things later. And believe me, we will. I'm not sure. I don't think this is the... Oh, you know, it is the bishop.
So, you have come to return my book. Very well then. For your efforts, I promise a quick and merciful death.
Hey, we got the bishop's key. A shrine to a god that bespeaks of an ancient evil that graced the earth before mankind walked its valleys. The curse is slowly turning us more and more into a zombie, by the way. If that wasn't obvious. Hey.
You see, this could have all been spared if you weren't a nosy little putz.
Yeah, seriously. This is a trapper. The first one is positioned in such a way that you can't avoid him. Okay, so the trapper dimension sprawls in every direction. Whilst in this place, magic cannot be cast, and humans are subjected to odd phenomena. The portals cycle from color to color as time progresses, and only the quick will escape. Trapper dimension is actually not a bad place to be sometimes, because you can refill health and sanity and magic from here. But we have no such need. Trappers have no eyes, but can sense sound very well. If Anthony can sneak past them, they won't be trouble. So we want to sneak. This room is upside down. It's fine, Anthony. Kind of look badass, not gonna lie. Problem with Ulayoth zombies is that if you don't kill them permanently, they can get back up. Oh. We're gonna need that enchanted. Okay. So this is an Ulayoth horror. It's largely similar to the first playthrough of the game, honestly. But we will have a different ending. It will not involve us shrinking down to the size of a mouse. What the heck?
Really happening?
Let's just kind of hobble over here.
Trying to save him, Anthony. His fate was decided many centuries ago, as is the fate of this world. Despite your faith, there is little to save you from the power of Ulayoth.
Oh, he's pretty. Chapter complete. Shine get. Okay. Now then. We have the enchant item spell, so we can fix our broken key. Don't mind the knocking. It's just ghosts or whatever. Don't worry, we'll go into that room, but not tonight. Okay. Some 38 revolver ammo. That's nice. One of the drawers in the dresser curiously has no keyhole. In its place is a small triangular design flanked by a magical symbol. Okay. So... that's not going to do it for us. Ah, a page from the Journal of Maximilian Roivas. We'll have to read that in a second. Love the jump scare. Ah, everything that brightened my life now engulfed me in darkness. I fed on the light of truth, yet starved on the shadows of lies. I have learned through my lifetime, but no less than a newborn baby. Maximilian sounds like a very cheerful guy. Jeez. Oh, the walls are bleeding, and also the statue is watching us. Hey, statue. My eyes are up here.
She doesn't seem to think so.
Well, what do we have here? A chapter entitled The Gift of Forever. Oh, and some 38 revolver ammo.
Dreams. Modern psychology offers only unproven theories. Some see them as the meaningless tossing and turning of a brain settling into a restful sleep. Others see them as laden with symbols of our unconscious desires. To still others, dreams represent the upwelling of the archetypes, normally hidden deep within the recesses of the human collective unconscious. Of one thing I am certain. After a brush with the ancients, our dreams metamorphosize into nightmares.
Persia, 565 AD. So this takes place before the previous chapter.
I have implored you for years, yet you ignore all my advances. You dominate my dreams, and I can think of nothing else. I fear I desire you many 100 times more than you love me.
My life has become a waking dream, Karim. For weeks, I have dreamed of an ancient treasure, so precious that it changes all life around it. It must be mine, Karim. If you truly desire me, as you say, then you will find this for me. Bring this treasure to me, and I will be yours. Both of our dreams will come true.
I need nothing more than you. You have enthralled me to the point where I can think of nothing else. Promise, if I leave, you will not forget about me.
You need not worry. I desire nothing more than the treasure that you seek. Leave now, Karim, and I shall await you.
Karim is cool. I like this chapter a lot. You may notice, too, that the chapters are getting longer and more involved. That's generally the case. So, the further into the game we go, the more we're going to have to deal with. This talisman, by the way, can heal you. They throw that in there because there is a possibility that you won't have the right runes. Anthony. And once again, we're going to claim the Book of Eternal Darkness.
No, when designing your house, you really shouldn't go with screaming skull motif for your flooring.
I mean, it doesn't work very well. Why did you walk onto him?
I mean, it only really works well if your room has got great harmonics.
I mean, that's true.
Otherwise, it just comes off too echoey and weird.
Anthony. There. Okay. Ow. Ulayoth zombies, as you can see, take away magic when they hit you. A statuette vaguely resembling a man. Let's take it. Okay. There. But we need something for the other two placemats. Yep, I'll grab that torch. Another codex. Okay. I just want him on the edge of sanity. Because we've got a long way to go in this chapter yet. Is that not... No. That's more like it. Alright, the shrine has risen from the floor, exposing what appears to be a lifting mechanism. Yes, let's descend. Okay. A man lies dead, anointed in blood from the ravages of a Tulwar sword. The wounds, deep and numerous, seep fresh blood. Precise, yet powerful, the result of a man's actions, not a monster's. Should Kareem retrieve the Tulwar? Yes. Kareem has acquired a Tulwar. Kareem can now wield 2 Tulwars simultaneously. Awesome.
Oh, looks like you got up.
Ow. Don't punch me. The dual Tulwars are one of the very few weapons in the game where you're better off using non-targeted attacks. And we got health to spare yet.
So you just go crazy and flail?
Another dead man. Who were these men whose corpses litter the dungeons? Unwary soldiers who stumbled inside, or grave robbers looking to plunder it? A crumpled scroll lies under the dead man's curled fingers. Do you mind? I'm kind of doing something over here. Damn. Hey. My definitely real TV. Well, that will happen. All sanity effects. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to want to do here... We don't have the... We don't have the stuff to do recovery yet. Retreat.
Deep into that darkness.
Don't pretend to restart on. Retreat. Run away. Hey, little guy. Thank you. We're gonna get our health back. That is what you call a telefrag. There. Num 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 num. No, probably best if we just leave. Okay. There. Had to do a bit of hit and run on him, but we got him. And here's the codex. There. If you don't have Ulayoth as your chosen guy, you might not be able to learn to recover self for health.
My dear Alex, I will always be at your side. There are times when insanity takes hold, and nothing seems right. During those times, I will help you. Fear not, for I will keep the darkness away.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, Grandpa Ghost. Hey, this room looks familiar. A large Ramdao broadsword protrudes from a stone pedestal made of stone. It awaits its next owner. Should Kareem try to pull the sword from the stone? Oh, yes. Excuse me. Let's just take this. Stabby stabby on as many of these as we can get. There. They don't spawn them right next to me. That's a dick move. As you can see, the Ramdao is pretty efficient. Stab him in the butt. Butt stab. And then he's got the Ulayoth. So like the first alignment rune that you get is always the one that's weak to whatever. It's always the first one's always the one that's weak to whatever the one that you've got is. Okay. The second one is always going to be the one that is the second one is always going to be the one that you chose, and the third one, which you don't get in this chapter, is going to be the one that's strong against the ancient that you've ended up picking. Oh man, where's the effigy in this monkey trap? I don't remember. There's always an effigy in one of these chapters. I mean, in these chapters that take place in Persia. Oh, there's bugs crawling on the wall. We're going to need to actually cast this, because we need to cast an Ulayoth. And then use it. Hey. Just for that, I'll stab your friend's butt. I think that the effigy is in this room. Yeah. There it is. Ruby effigy. You're gonna want to find those. You seem to be seeing things. Along the length of the corridor, the ceiling has given way and collapsed, littering the floor with debris. Should Dream climb over? Yes. Works a lot better when you have the alignment that they're weak to. And I think this is the only place in the game you're required to do this, but you use the Tome of Eternal Darkness here. Okay. Wow, we actually killed them. I mean, they were already dead. Nice try. Hey. Ah, no. Okay, this is bad. Okay. Less bad. Ah, don't do that. Phew. Okay. Yep, the red-clawed worm. Yes, claim that artifact.
Kareem, we will be together forever.
Chandra? What happened to you?
Things change, my dear Kareem. But even though my body is ravaged, I await you.
Who did this to you?
You were gone so long. I gave myself to a nobleman glass blades were drawn across my body, and my blood cooled upon the floor. She cursed that I would only be with another in death.
So much for thinking only of me. I should never have left.
I have seen my folly, and have already paid dearly. I see so much more now. In death, I know the true value of the artifact which I asked you to find. And it is not for us to possess. If we are to be together again, you must make a sacrifice. Only when that's complete will we be together.
Sacrifice? Why should I do anything for you? You lied to me. Betrayed me. You really don't look so good anymore.
You must forget the past. Despite who you are now, you will also become something more, just as I have. But the sacrifice must be made. We must remain here and guard the artifact. Dark things will come to claim it, and you must be strong to keep it from them. Without your sacrifice, the world will fall into eternal darkness.
Title drop.
The things I do for love.
If it wasn't obvious, he died.
If it wasn't obvious, Ash kind of died too. He died tired. He's sleepy little man.
Moon zipping along as it does. Okay. To be continued. Sanity's Redemption. Dennis Didak has been trying to get that game made
For a while
now. Do not believe him. He does not own the rights anymore to Eternal Darkness. That's Nintendo. He can at most make a spiritual successor, which I guarantee you it will be
Not as good.
not as good. Because Dennis Didak is not a good person. Okay. So we solved the same puzzle? Oh, that is a big-ass rat. Jeez. Among the pantry contents is a spice jar with a scrap of paper hidden inside. Well, let's check. A firmly sealed glass spice jar. The faint aroma of Arabian spices is tantalizingly emanating from it. There's a piece of paper inside. Yes, open the jar. A chapter page called The Lurking Horror.
My liege, the future is yours. The light in the age of darkness has been extinguished. The pillar of flesh has been constructed. The master of chaos, the keeper of the ancients, is long dead. The planets will be in alignment soon. All is prepared for your arrival. I will begin the final incantation that will bring you into our world within days. The next millennium will truly usher in a new age. Your guardians, now prepare the gate.
That plays out exactly the same, regardless of which ancient you've chosen. He always gives the same cutscene at that point.
I will not argue that I was shocked by the sudden mention of one of my ancestors, the distinguished Dr. Maximilian Roivas. It chilled me to my bones. Where had this ancient book come from? How had my ancestor stumbled upon it? I feverishly began to read more, eager to learn his story. It seems that Maximilian had inherited his father's mansion, just as I had. Alone since the death of his wife, and since his children had their own adult lives, he explored the house to discover his family roots.
Roivas family estate, Rhode Island, 1760 AD. So this one takes place after all of the previous chapters.
It has been 2 weeks since the death of my father, and it has finally come to me to look over the mansion. Now, I am truly alone, and forced to start a new life here in Rhode Island.
The smelliest of
I intend
states.
to make the mansion mine, and live in it as my forefathers have, to continue the family tradition. The mansion has its secrets, I'm sure, and in my time here, I have to make them mine.
So this is another fun chapter.
One of my favorites.
And this is where we will get the ability to do autopsies. Because Maximilian here is a doctor. And first things first, let's grab whatever flintlock ammo we can find. This is the door to the servants' quarters. Interesting, because it's not there in the future. Letter. Codex. Out of my way. Let's look at that letter, by the way. Blah, 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 blah. It's the Tome of Eternal Darkness.
Ash, I think I'm allergic to you.
Okay.
You're such a cutie.
Anything else that we can grab? Oh, yep, there's another codex. Pump handle? I don't belong in no pantries. You guys are all silly. Maximilian is not a spry man. Another letter. Okay, it sounds like things got bad. And there should be a doorway to the basement here, but there's not. Okay. Let's get serious here. Alright. There's something written beneath the image. When darkness spreads its wings before my master Ulayoth's greatest foe, the path to truth will be opened. So we want Ulayoth. A reveal invisible scroll. A sabre. A second flintlock. And the Book of Eternal Darkness.
That book gets around.
I mean, it does. don't know that there's much point in enchanting to the same. Oh, don't do that. Let's autopsy this son of a bitch.
Two.
Yep, yep. There. No. Okay, I guess we didn't need to do that because we had already autopsied. Because the trappers, there's only one entry for trapper, even though there's 3 types of trappers. They're all functionally identical. Now, reveal the invisible to me. Okay. That didn't. Do we? I have the Zeltoth rune, but or codex, but I don't have the rune. Okay, so what do I need to do here? Let's try reveal the invisible under. Yeah, still nothing. Well, we can do project area. Must be something that we're meant to find. Nope, that's not it. Max spies an envelope that has fallen behind the pedestal. Fallen, perhaps, or been hidden there. Despite his excitement at this discovery, Max senses something odd about it. A sense of evil. Yes. Well, that would explain the sense of evil.
Sense of evil, aka those pine cones they sell every year.
Yeah. A paper envelope sealed with a glob of melted wax. An odd rune is pressed into the wax. There appears to be something heavy inside. Yes. No. Yes. The basement key. Nick is referring to those cinnamon-scented pine cones, which are fine if you have like one or two of them, but they sell them in big, huge boxes full of them.
And it's so overwhelming.
Let's go ahead and enchant our saber. Oh, you know what? I think this is a Ulayoth. Which would make sense because it's got Ulayoth's rune. Okay. So now there we go. If it's locked, then use the key. Yeah, you kick Maximilian. Damn, that was a hell of a kick. Okay, so we found a couple of we want... Oh no, we don't have the thing yet. Use the pump handle. Hey. All right. Now we can also do protect self. we're going to do... a couple of spells. Because we've got a fight coming up. The game gates those, by the way, just so that you can't leave without gaining necessary runes. This is a Ulayoth Guardian. Arguably the coolest looking of the Guardians. It's just hobble art. No. Yes, the bastards can summon. But now he's dead.
The accursed beast was dead, but not without its toll on me.
It literally never
There
touched
was
you.
but one, and there was an entire city of them. I could not hope to fight them all alone. I knew I had to get help. I knew there was a way. I just had to find it.
3 months later.
I tried to tell them, but they wouldn't listen to me. Damn them. Damn their eyes. They didn't believe me. Strange creatures. The world in peril from unseen foes. The darkness. Instead, they jeered and threw me into this forsaken place. A place of empty souls and fevered thoughts, reeking of fetter and decay. Thinking me mad with delirium. The fools cast away their hopes of salvation, but locking me in this damned asylum. May the rats eat your eyes! I am now lost to your cause! The darkness comes! It will damn us all!
Ooh. The Jefferson A. Coombs Sanitarium, Rhode Island. Okay. So now that we've gotten all of the autopsies, let's look at the autopsies that we've got here. Mantarok zombie.
Lumbering, rotting cadavers. What contrivance could have wrought this abomination? Disease science, blasphemous occult rituals. How can something so dead yet be so alive and hungry? They lust for flesh, human flesh, and feast upon all the sweet breads a man has to offer.
Thank you for that.
I was gonna say alive but dead.
Chaturga.
And a hunger, so teenagers.
Yes. Chaturga zombie.
These wretched creatures, these flayed corpses, wandering, decrepit, soulless vessels, content only to gnaw on human meat, to spill human blood, even headless. Their hate for the living grew in propensity, flailing maniacally in their bloodlust, killing anything close.
Ulayoth zombie.
Rotted from within, worried apart by the ravening fish and parasitic fetor of their sunken graves, these drowned zombies emerged, spilling their festering entrails and slopping fluids with each pain-ridden step, each step hoping to bring an end to their pain by spreading it to others.
Yeah, severing the head will prevent it from singing.
There are worlds beyond this one, worlds as we've never seen. Nor can we. Our eyes do not open far enough. Try it. Try holding your eyes open. You can try holding them open as much as you want, but you'll never see, never ever see the world beyond the veil. The veil of reality. It's there to protect us from them. The ancients. The darkness. That which we cannot understand. Nor should we. Welcome the oblivion of ignorance. For to have knowledge is to be damned.
Chiturga bone teeth.
They are amongst us. I knew they would come after me. For I knew their devices, their depraved methods. Creatures wearing human skins as we wear clothes to cover their hideousness from our eyes, so they might consort insidiously with our species, infiltrating, manipulating, playing us against each other. Damn our eyes! We are blind to them, but I knew. Oh yes, I knew. I knew they were there, plotting behind that door. One has to be careful. One must separate their heads from their bodies. And yes, fire is the key to purge their souls from this earth, sending them whimpering to their masters in the beyond.
He has strong feelings about them, I feel.
They are so close, their stench fills the air. You can smell them, I tell you, somewhere between the spice of vanilla and the bitter sweetness of pustulant rot. Those creatures inhabit the bodies of men and women, exorcising the human soul and replacing it with their own putrid spirits. But they couldn't fool me. No, not at all. I could smell them, you see. They were all around me. Dear God, all around. I knew what I had to do. They had to go. By blade and bullet, I had to get rid of them. Don't you understand? Dear God, I had to do it. Had to. You believe me, don't you? Don't you? The horror. A behemoth of hatred incarnate. What manner of creature is that? A ton of flesh and sinew, wielding muscles thick as ropes strung onto claws that could crush stone and sever metal as though it were threshed wheat. Crushing, cutting. The walls shook with each step it took. Oh, the horror! An abomination. Its physiology remarkably abstract. No real organs or anything. It shouldn't work. But it did. And the mouths, those gnashing scythes of teeth. I tell you, it existed only to eat, to consume, to gnaw, to bite, to devour.
How about the Ulayoth horror?
They have no eyes, but they can see, I tell you. No eyes. No eyes at all. But you can feel it looking at you. It stares through you like looking through empty air, and you can feel it raking your innards with their touch. The shiver of their senses combing your bowels through empty space. Oh, horribleness!
Churga Guardian?
They came from the darkness, chittering spider-like parasites infesting the city, Enga. They killed the city's inhabitants, using them for food, for slaves, for play. In the city's last dark, doomed days, blood filled the waterways, drained upon the streets, a proud, mighty race, now nothing but bloody gobbets of meat in the gutters. So it has been for eons. The guardians, those eternal parasites, still swarm in that necropolis, feeding on those that live in ignorance many miles above us. Damn you, listen to me. They feed on us. The darkness comes. It will consume us all. We must fight them, or all is lost.
Sure. And the Ulayoth Garden.
Deep in those ancient caverns, a great city was lost. Long before we humans. Long before. The proud city of Enga. Decadent and trusting. And it was their downfall. When the darkness came, and the guardians slaughtered them, their existence was but a dying echo, shrieking from violated mouths, resounding within their homes, their tombs. If you stand alone in one of those halls, quietly, ever so quietly, you can hear the cries of the people of Enga, rent apart by the unseen claws of the guardians. Their echoes still linger, as do their souls.
Interesting. Okay.
He seems really well adjusted.
He does, doesn't he? So, I did save it, but I'm going to state it as well. That's our show for tonight, guys. We are far from done with this game. We're maybe halfway, but bear in mind that since each chapter gets longer, there's a lot more gameplay still to come. So, I really like this game. I liked it the first time I played through it on stream. But, you know, things are going to be a little different under Ulayoth. The gameplay has some unique challenges. So, we'll see more of that as we go.
You'll point out the differences.
Yeah. So, anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I hope you had fun. I certainly did. And until next time, guys, may the rats eat your eyes.